You know what the worst is? When you would like be at your friend's house and then the mom, like you'd be hungry and you'd tell your friend like, I'm hungry. And then your friend's like, okay, ask my mom for food. It's like, girl, if you don't tell your mom that I need a snack right now.
Or it's like, Lily said she's hungry. Bitch.
Excuse me?
And I am the best friend. And I would, if someone would tell that to me, I'd be like, okay, great. Hey, Mom, can we have a snack?
Mom, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'd even take one for the team.
Totally.
Oh, Mom, I want to order pizza.
Yeah.
It's
and of course, moms don't care. They want to help.
Care.
But like, it's, I don't get, who are these children?
Who are those children?
Who's raising them?
This is I'm Right, You're Wrong, a comedy podcast about the everyday debates we've all had at brunch.
It rises all boats. The boats
are tripping.
The boats lift when the river's full, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, the river's full, that's for sure, because of climate change.
That is true. The river's empty.
No, the river's empty.
There's a drought.
Or it's overflowing.
And there's no nice medium.
There is no medium.
No.
We kind of live in the extremes.
We do.
I did morning pages today.
Me too. Oh. Have we not talked about this?
Well, I know you're doing the actual thing.
Yeah.
I just did them randomly.
Day one morning pages?
Yeah. Well, not day one. I've been doing them for a year every 3 to 5 weeks.
Okay. So you're journaling.
I'm journaling very infrequently. You could say.
How's it going?
Well, it's good, but today was the first day that I did like 3 single-spaced pages on my laptop.
Oh, you're typing.
I'm typing.
Oh, that's actually not morning pages. But
it's not.
Like legally morning pages are
legally?
Yeah.
Oh, legally you have to write with your hand.
But I like free thought like typing as well.
Okay.
No, I don't mean to. Sorry, I fully discredited your whole thing, but I'm actually really happy for you.
Thank you.
That's a lot of writing.
I'm happy for you too. I'm going to fix my brain this summer.
Huge.
Huge if true.
Yeah, huge if true. Check back in 3 months.
Yeah, because I just decided like, okay, I went to LA last week.
Yeah. Tell me all about it.
Fully forgot my meds in New York.
Okay.
So I got off my meds for a full week. The headaches were coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The mania was kind of getting in there. But also, I've also was feeling a kind of organic, raw, authentic joy that I haven't felt almost since we got drinks a year and a half ago.
At Tacombe.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we were like...
is this mania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we hadn't felt joy for so long that we were like, are we having a mania episode? Yeah. That was kind of the joy that I was feeling in LA.
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm back on my meds, but I do want to feel that joy again.
Mm-hmm.
I went down 10 milligrams, kind of. My psychiatrist is in Europe, so I just kind of like
You just made the decision?
I made the decision.
All right. Remember when you were like, I'm going to fix my brain this summer?
Yeah.
You might fuck it up.
No, because last time I forgot to take my meds, she was like, all right, you got to get back on them, but like ease your way in. So I was like, okay, I learned a lot. PhD who?
Yeah.
Me.
PhD Issa.
Yeah. PH me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty huge dick. Okay.
So, So I have decided I'm really going to focus on screen time limitations.
Yeah.
Actually creating funny things. Take a break from podcast and kind of just focus on me.
I love that.
Thank you.
I'm really happy for you.
Thanks.
I had a question and I forgot immediately. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
You're getting laid.
We're always going into that. Yeah, I am. Oh my God, actually, I feel like I have to tell you so much, but I don't know if I can do it on the pod.
Well, you don't have to, but also it would be fun for everyone involved.
Of course it would be fun. I'm getting laid. Lots of high drama within the friend group, of course. Did I tell you I'm trying to be a worse person?
No, but I love that.
That's been my whole thing.
No, I did know that because you famously had your airdrop on everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm like, trust it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to be worse. I'm trying to like just kind of live and then deal with the consequences as opposed to thinking about the consequences before something has even happened.
Right.
Because that is also anxiety. As much as it is lovely and nice to think about things, it's also just anxiety.
Oh my gosh, I literally just journaled about that yesterday.
Really?
Well, because I had that public outburst of Maddie copying my sketch.
Oh yeah, wait, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
I just didn't even want to give her clout on my story, but I was like, sucks when someone copies your sketch. She messaged me and was like, I swear I like never saw it. Like it was just an idea that came up. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you probably did see it.
Yeah.
And you probably forgot, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I just like was gonna like express that. And she was like, also, it's just like so weird because we like, this is the gay part of it all. She was like, we used to date. And I was like, Maddie, we never dated.
Right.
We kissed twice.
Yeah.
And you called me old. Even though you asked me out. So then I was just like, this situation is so gay.
I was going to say, this is the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because it's like, it's about a reel about pride.
Yeah.
And then another girl copied the reel. I happen to have made out with that girl.
Of course you have.
She was pissed when we didn't work out.
Yeah.
She called me old. I asked for my tools back.
That is the most gay part. What was it, a drill?
It was a drill.
My God, Issa.
I used to be gayer than I am, and I'm running away from it. Happy Pride.
You have such a thick chain on, but yeah.
I know. I did put it on for Pride.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it is cute, right?
That's very cute.
Like, Happy Pride.
I honestly I didn't forget it was Pride. I love Pride, and I love the gays. Oh, and I have been like kind of taking time off of Instagram.
And that's why you're probably so healthy.
I know. And then I sunk back into it immediately this morning. But
yeah. But you know what? It's like just hard lock for like I've been doing this on weekends when I'm like literally feel like my brain is going to explode. I just do like a hard lock for 6 hours.
How do you do that?
Oh, well, I have Opal.
Oh,
Sounds
right.
like an ad.
Everyone's on Opal.
Yeah. We all sound legitimately like addicts because I was talking to a friend the other day. We were having dinner and I was like, yeah, I had to hard lock myself out. I was on Opal and he was like, oh, I have Brick. And I was like, what is fucking wrong with us?
Yeah, totally. You're all on
our
Narcan
brains are broken. We are addicted, and I think that's why when you're constantly trying to get off social media, you are more like volatile.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're getting off the drug and then you're like irritable because you can't scroll.
Yeah. I was like really kind of cutting back on caffeine. Mm-hmm. And then I was like doing this project for like a month, which is why I was busy and I didn't see you. And I was drinking
Actress?
Like whatever. And I didn't say it, you did. And I was like, but it was like so many hours and so much like physical stuff. So I was like drinking so much caffeine and now I'm trying to like get back off of it. And I'm like tired midday and I'm angry at everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just need a coffee, but that's like
immediate headache.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Addiction is real.
It's real. And no one's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. Elon Musk is addicted to ketamine.
Is that true?
Yeah. That's why I don't know if you like watch the news. I have kind of eased away from it, but sometimes
I've been like off of everything for like a month.
Yeah. Sometimes I see it in meme form. Like it does like seep its way through.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk was like high as fuck next to Donald Trump in the White Oval Office. In the White Oval Office.
In the White Oval Office.
As opposed to the African American Oval Office.
Barack's Oval Office. Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, he was like, and it's like, yeah, and then I saw a tweet that was like, the richest man in the world is doing ketamine to find joy. Like, let that sink in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And it's like, so right. Like,
it's actually like, let's just be poor and happy.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want to be rich.
I don't either. I'm currently actively trying to get my parents want to retire in Colombia. And I'm like, well, kind of buy the apartment now.
Yeah.
Because I want to go this summer.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you need a place to fix your brain.
Like, let's lock it in by August.
Yeah.
Your girl wants to take her friends too.
Oh my God, I can't. Get your parents to retire.
Yeah. Dude, if we can all kind of contribute to getting my parents to retire, we have a beach condo in Colombia.
Okay, this is an investment I'm willing to
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
an investment I'm willing to invest in. Are you laughing at me because I know money terms? Okay, that was too loud of a laugh.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about how this is going to be the last episode for some time. Yeah. This is an interesting episode because we have a lot of segments. This is the last episode for a while, and I wanted to do something that was, one, fun, which is why I brought you on.
Stop!
Yeah. And kind of just like the tone of the podcast. Like, this is what the podcast is, you know?
I think so too.
I think so too. Like, this is the tone.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to do something informational, which is why I interviewed Zohran Mamdani, who's the mayoral candidate in New York City. Mm-hmm. And we had to debate, which is also the vibe of the podcast. And what were we going to do? You and I are going to debate kind of like fun, tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, because nothing else we've done has been tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, nothing else we've done has been tongue-in-cheek. And then after that, we're going to go into an interview that I did with my friend Evan Lazarus right after the interview with Zohran Mamdani. It wasn't an interview. It was like Evan and I just talk about how amazing the interview with Zohran was.
That's fun. I love a post.
And I'm giddy and excited, and it was fun. So should we debate? Is it right or wrong to use the phrase, it's just business?
So specific, but sure. I keep seeing this. I've seen people on the train actually a lot recently with this hat that says like, make money, not friends.
Ew.
I don't know what it is or if it's just, why are you laughing?
No, I don't know. You said it like I own one of these.
Oh,
and I took that
personally. I'm like, who wants, like, what? Like, that's a crazy thing to put on a hat and be like.
I feel like that's Make America Great Again.
Yes. It makes me like never, I don't want to be near this person. Like the fact that you would, even if you think that internally, the fact that you would put that out on a hat to be like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make money. Like, I know people actually think that, but I forget that they think that.
Yeah.
It is like MAGA. It's like, I know that they're there, but I forget that they're there.
Yeah. They're like, I'm fiscally conservative and it's fine that you don't get rights.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, that is exactly the same vibe as like, it's just business.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know. I do think this is a really interesting debate because I have been on both sides of that argument before. Like, at a certain point, like, it is just business, but it's like, well, when is it not? I don't know. So what do you want to debate?
I'll argue that it's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, debate.
I'm right, you're wrong. Using the phrase, that's just business, is wrong. Okay, Issa? I hate anyone who uses that phrase because it just completely lacks nuance, which is famously what you're all about. Not to make this about you, but it's about you. Anyone who's like, oh, that's just business. Like, you're neglecting everyone's feelings in the situation. And like, that's such a male thing to do. To be like, well, it doesn't matter about like feelings or what anyone. No, it matters. It matters how people feel. It matters how you treat them. I think the best people who own businesses are like kind to their employees. Trader Joe's. Has anyone been to Trader Joe's? Everyone who works there?
No.
So, okay, you've never been to Trader Joe's? Everyone who works there is so happy. They have benefits. I'm sure there's stuff behind the scenes, but everyone's there kind of gay. Like, it's great. It's the best place to work, and it's because they take care of their employees, and it's not just business. It's a culture. A little bit of a cult, but it's culture.
10 seconds.
Anyway, so I feel like if the heads of Trader Joe's were like, it's just business, it wouldn't be such a great place. This turned into a reason why I love Trader Joe's, but I love Trader Joe's, and it's because it's not just business. It's a vibe, and it's real, and it's emotional. Did that make any goddamn sense?
It did. I do feel like, I feel like 1 minute feels longer and longer these days.
Yeah. It was like long enough that I could get to somewhere.
Like you almost had like a whole timeline to set up like a conclusion paragraph.
Yeah.
And you did kind of get crazy with the Trader Joe's stuff, but that did give me ammunition.
Good.
Because guess what? Trader Joe's isn't a good place.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Don't call Trader Joe's for no reason.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's.
Traitor.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What do I not know? I've been on social media for 1 week.
Did he betray?
Ooh.
His employees.
True. Well, they used to have like racially ambiguous. They took those away. Remember those?
Really?
It would be like Trader
Jose's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They took those away. I was fine with it. Why? Oh my God! You can't say anything these days.
I know, probably because it was like Trader. Well, I'm not gonna say it.
The Chinese ones.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Look, I'm not Chinese, but I am Latina.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with Trader Jose's.
Yeah.
I'll speak for all of us.
Yeah.
When I say, as long as the prices are low, we can flow. I don't know. That was stupid. Okay.
Okay, let's hear your
I'm
All
ready.
right. 3, 2, 1, debate.
I'm right, you're wrong. Using the phrase, it's just business, is right. It's actually the only thing to do because it's the only way to remove emotions from the situation. You know, you're saying, oh, to be a good business person, you have to be emotional, you have to care about your employees. How about to be a good human, you have to care about people's emotions? So baseline, we care about emotions, we care about people's feelings. But when we're talking business, we gotta strip those away, BB. Cause it's not personal. It's just business, babes. Because famously, what is business all about? It's about making money. It's about making profits. And what is profits not? Emotional. Profits are black and white. Profits are in or out. Profits are up or down. And if you want to make money, you have to remove the emotions. And also, Trader Joe's treats their employees really badly, actually. They, just use that phrase. They don't use that phrase. They use the phrase, oh, we're all good here.
Time.
But they're not.
Okay, I fell for it. I fell for the propaganda. Yeah. Everyone has a carabiner, so they seem great.
Yeah, so maybe sometimes it's like those businesses that pretend to be like super, super good are
I'm falling
actually
for
bad.
It. Yeah, I'm falling for it.
But I do think that It's Just Business does not leave space for nuance.
No.
I think it can, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think the thing with It's Just Business is that it's kind of used as like a throwaway term for evil people.
Yeah.
But it's like, it should be and can be used more casually in like non-evil circumstances.
No, I think at the end of the day, it probably is great for like, a lot of people have businesses that are not evil people. And like they do have to just do business. You have to just do business. This is like, you're good at it. But like I think the phrase has like taken on, what? I missed it.
I'm in the red.
Oh. Yeah, maybe you should start using the phrase more.
Yeah.
But like I should start using it more because it's like, it does, you're right. It removes an emotional part that can then lead to like people coming together as individuals and human beings and have an interpersonal relationship that's not to do with the business stuff and makes them maybe closer.
And I do think it's important to maybe like not think of the phrase, but incorporate those like non-emotional aspects sooner into the professional relationship, because it's scary to like set expectations up top, because then you're like, all right, well, we're doing this for real then.
Yeah.
Or like, how are we going to split it if it ends up
It feels like you're
apart.
Signing what is it before you get married?
A prenup.
A prenup.
Yeah.
And then when you start talking about that, you're like, okay, well, so you don't love me. And
yes.
Like, you think this will fail. And it is really, it's so confusing to have like a business out of interpersonal relationships versus like starting as business people and then becoming friends. It's like, it's like when you become roommates with someone who's random and then you become friends, it's often way better than if you're like friends first and then roommates.
Because you have those like boundaries set up from up top.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to like start a professional relationship with a friend, it's like, then you're like, well, how much do you value me, or how much do I value you?
Yeah.
Or like, what do I bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? And yeah, I feel like that's why I've started to make all my projects right now, I think most of them are like solo.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, even if I've discussed like starting other projects with friends, but it's like, it is that ick you get of like talking about a prenup.
Yeah.
And then you kind of start falling out of love, and then you're like, well, then why are we going to even do this?
Totally. Okay, so the lesson here is do everything by yourself and never collaborate.
Yeah.
So
you're welcome.
Yeah. Did you watch Awkward?
Yeah.
Have we talked about this?
No.
Oh my God.
I forgot that's what that was from.
Yeah, that was like a huge part of my childhood.
Yes.
My high school experience.
MTV, right?
MTV?
Yeah.
Man, I loved that show. Loved Sadie Saxton. Loved her.
Whatever happened to her?
Because I was obsessed with her, obviously. She was like, I was like, oh, and I see myself. She was like, she got into like kind of influencer-y vibes, I think. But like not like in an annoying way. Just like kind of, but her sister's like a prominent like Democratic political speaker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know a lot about this random ass person's life.
Politics, which goes kind of smoothly and well into today's subject.
Whoa, look how we did that.
Which isn't actually today's subject. I don't know. This episode is all over the place, but I wanted to include an interview that I did with Zohran Mamdani, who's running for mayoral candidate. We asked him rights and wrongs of the week, and we asked him whether it's right or wrong to vote. And I wanted to incorporate it into this last episode of this first season. Lily, thanks for coming on the podcast this season.
You're so welcome. Is this the end?
This is the end of this season, but next season we're going to come back even stronger. Lily's finally done acting for the time.
I hope not.
I know.
Don't say that.
No. She's busy. She's busy, booked and busy. Lily maybe has some more free time for me.
I hope so.
Yeah. And we'll get organized and we'll come back season 2 with some freaking amazing guests that I'm so excited for.
True. Thanks for having me. It was
Thanks
so
for
fun.
coming on the show, Lily. Now here's the rest of the episode with Zohran Mamdani and Evan Lazarus. My type is passionate, and he was really passionate when he was talking about like his policies, and I was like, tie me up. I don't have a type. I just like passionate people. Let me know when we're recording. Oh, we've been rolling? That's so funny.
Honestly, keep this in.
Okay. Evan, what did we just do?
We saw God.
We literally did see God. I just interviewed the future mayor of New York City.
He is polling about 30% right now, but we're hoping that ranked choice voting can turn everything around.
Yeah, I mean, he's second.
He's second.
He's second in the polls.
Sadly, the person in first is by a large margin.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's like we're at 25 points right now.
Well, fucking everyone listening to this, tell
Please
10 people you know in New York
out.
City.
He's killing in Brooklyn. You have to understand that.
Okay.
He's doing okay in Manhattan. Staten Island, no appeal.
And
Queens,
nobody
it's
knows who
okay.
we're talking about right now. Zohran Mamdani is running for mayor of New York City. And he's really come out of the woodworks.
No, I would say so.
This-
It's very I mean, I guess like any mayoral candidate in our eyes will come out of the woodwork
Because we're not paying attention.
we know superstar.
Yeah, like we don't know anything about politics. So like to us, it's like, where did he come from?
I wish I read up.
Yeah.
I know, but it's okay.
To him, it's like he's been working really hard.
Absolutely.
But I want to talk about how he's literally just like a normal looking guy
No,
online.
I wouldn't call that. Okay, online.
Online.
Yes.
But then we met him in person. I'm so glad you were there, Evan, because
It'd be hard to explain.
it would be so hard
It's
to
something
explain.
you had to see to believe.
You had to see it to believe it. And like, even if it's on, I mean, yeah, technically we filmed it with a camera. so like you will
Not
be
in good
seeing
lighting,
it.
though, so it
Bad
doesn't-
lighting. But Evan was physically there and Zohran was flirting with me. and guess what?
If you even made a producer of the podcast laugh, you gotta laugh. Yeah.
Like, and I was flirting with him.
No, absolutely. And people will get to see that and then make their
Yeah.
own judgments.
Yeah.
Which I think people will have judgments.
I just feel like I had been feeling really down lately, like really hopeless,
Right.
just like a lot of bad news in the press. And then I spoke to him and he just has this like energy about him.
Oh, absolutely.
That I was like, and also like as I was talking to him, I was like, because by the way, when I saw him online, like, yeah, he's like a handsome looking guy, but like basic.
I've always
right?
liked him through context to other people.
Yeah.
Right? And his graphic design team is amazing.
Really good.
I've never seen a mayoral candidate with better graphic design than him. And
Yeah.
it's one of the big reasons I'm voting for him.
Yeah.
It's because he understands fonts and colors.
Yeah, that was the reason I was voting for him before, but now the reason I'm voting for him is because of like the little
Oh,
freckles under his eyes. Like, I'm telling you.
Those were not caught on camera.
I will try and zoom. Like we did shoot on a 4K camera. I will try and do like a zoom on his freckles. Like this man has handsome eyes.
Right.
Like, and he was looking into my eyes.
Well, it's because he's it's a lot of skin above the eye, honestly, in the eyebrow region. And there's moments where his complete eye was just like shuttered by skin. Not even like in a blinking manner or eyes closed manner. Like it was just like the way he smiled.
Yeah.
One of the most attractive things I didn't know was attractive
No,
before
literally.
that.
And the way that he like would go from like laughing and giggling to like locking in and being like, I'm going to make New York more affordable. I was like, stop. You're making me blush.
Literally, you're physically attracted to him.
I'm physically attracted to him. Also,
Physically.
I'm physically and fiscally attracted to him. He does have a wife, so I'm sorry. You are the luckiest
Whatever
woman
her
in the
name
world.
could be.
But
Well, it's interesting. It's rare to see a mayoral candidate, especially in today's climate, be sex forward.
yeah.
We just aren't getting that. He had a real, and I don't use this term lightly, je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the way he held the lobby, the
Yeah.
space, the way he was able to like hold the energy in
Yeah.
the lobby that we kind of guerrilla marketed our ways into.
Yeah. We were in a building
Guerrilla
random.
warfare into a lobby.
I thought it was his office. Wasn't. We scheduled an interview. And by we, I mean I scheduled a 15-minute interview.
I found about it like 20 minutes before it happened.
Evan found out about it and
Via
was like,
Instagram
I'll be
story.
there.
Yeah. Well, I've been desperate to do something for his campaign, and filming him feels like the right thing.
Yeah. And he caught the camera lighting. We set up a camera.
He looks amazing in the video, by the way.
Yeah, and he was towering over me, by the way. Like the way that I almost felt like we were like at a high school party. And
'Cause
he
had
was
his
like,
hand against the wall.
yeah, and he was like about to kiss me. I was like,
Like, I know that
"Stop, I'm
move."
already voting for you.
He's against every individual New Yorker.
Yeah. But before we continue, I want to say do not rank in this primary election Andrew Cuomo.
Cuomo.
Like, don't put his name down. don't put his name down at all, by the way. Like, he's literally under investigation. Like,
right.
He shouldn't be running for office.
No, I mean, those old people in retirement homes were really affected by his stance on COVID. And I wish I actually remembered the nuances of it, of course. And sometimes I do. But after a Lenwich, my brain does go a little foggy. One resounding thing that we both felt from the experience, and you said this in your interview with him, is that many of us have been feeling very disenfranchised about politics, especially due to recent events, right? And I especially think as Democrats, and of course Andrew Cuomo is also a Democrat, but a lot of his policies align with the Republican Party.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting, especially see someone so young, someone so passionate, someone so politically liberal and hot run for office.
Yeah.
Right? Because the thing about America is that, sure, you can have okay, girl, look at me.
I'm zoning out. I'm thinking about Zohran. Well, because as soon as you said hot, I was like thinking of his eyes. You like snap back in.
I'm here. Well, it's very enthralling for me, honestly. And I think part of the reason we are so sexually aroused by him is because we're also politically aroused. And we're completing those feelings together. You'll listen to the interview. Ultimately, I've seen he says interview style for a while now. You know, it's hit or miss. But this was really strong.
I've been saying this for years, but the thing about an interview is chemistry.
You guys had it.
And we had it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's married, and that's fine. Once he becomes mayor, he might be into affairs. I could get in there. Only if it's if it's endorsed by his wife. I just start using the word endorsed for everything. Mayor.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're in a pun-forward mood.
Yeah.
The Lenwich didn't take that out of you.
Yeah, so pretty much this interview just came together very last minute.
Right. I mean, his team, I will say, a lot of very excited people.
Young.
It's again, like, I'm always and like very much excited to participate in a project where other people are excited to be there as well.
Yeah.
I was worried about when I met him if he'd be on a little bit of a power trip because people are loving him so much right now.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
No, I mean, we don't know.
He was charismatic, and I liked him.
No, I loved him. But we don't know what's
We're
happening
both in love
door.
with him.
Right.
And so that's kind of the biggest endorsement you can get.
I like
a bisexual girl and a non-binary twink.
Absolutely. It's huge. He was as real as a politician could be as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad you gave him mostly fun questions.
Me too.
It was like exactly how BuzzFeed would have done an interview as a compliment. Like, it was like half puff piece, half serious.
Yeah.
And that's how you get there. Like, sorry you made him feel comfortable.
I made him feel so comfortable he forgot who his wife was. So today I had the pleasure of interviewing Zohran Mamdani, who is a mayoral candidate, and I am endorsing him for mayor of New York City. I think he's a great candidate. I think that he has really progressive ideology, and also he's just willing to listen and change things in a way that past mayors haven't done. So if you live in New York, or if you know someone who lives in New York, make sure to tell them to vote for Zohran Mamdani. And of course, look into it yourself. Who do you want to vote for? And my recommendation is to not even rank Andrew Cuomo in the primary election, which is June 23rd. All right. So here is the interview with Zohran Mamdani. I'm here today with Zohran Mamdani. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on the podcast. I'm right, you're wrong. You are running for the mayor of New York City. How do you feel today?
I feel good.
You feel good?
We have 33 days left at this point. I've been running for about 7 months.
Yes.
There's always exhaustion.
Yeah.
But more than that, there's excitement.
Yeah.
Keeps me going.
Every time I see you on my feed, I'm like, I need to get off my ass because you are hustling harder than anyone I know. And I don't know how many hours you're sleeping a night, but
Not
it's
much.
inspiring. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm inspired. I love it. It's like the New York City, like, mentality.
Yeah.
It really is.
We deserve a mayor who hustles hard as hard as New Yorkers.
Yeah, exactly. And you still have light in your eyes.
Thank you.
Which
thank
I
you,
love.
Thank you.
You don't see
It's
that
not
a
just
lot.
coming from up here.
No, it's not. This is literally not professionally
Yes,
lit. There's
yes.
hope in those eyes. And we need that now more than ever.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I usually start my podcast off with a really quick, fun question, which is, have you done anything right or wrong this week?
Have I done anything right or wrong this week? I would say I did something right today,
Yeah.
which is that I started my day with chai,
Ooh.
because that always sets me right. My chai,
Yeah.
biscuits,
Okay.
just to kick off the day. Sometimes you're in a rush, you leave the house, you don't have the breakfast that usually grounds you.
Yeah.
It's not a good start.
Yeah. Okay, that's good because I have a question about that with caffeine. Do you eat before caffeine or chai first?
Chai first.
Okay, on
Chai
an empty
first kind of
stomach.
guy. Empty stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anxiety?
I mean, I have some biscuits.
Yeah.
You know, digestives.
Okay.
McVitie's.
Okay.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Amazing. So you are running for mayor. You said there's 33 days left. I
Yes.
want to ask you a couple questions.
Hit me.
Is it wrong to serve pizza with pineapple at official city events?
I don't think it's wrong. I don't
And
think it's
that's the
wrong.
right answer for the Latino community, okay? Because we love pineapple on our pizza. You heard it here first, folks, okay? It's not wrong. It's actually, say it with me, right.
I don't know if
Oh,
it's right,
okay.
but it's not wrong.
Okay, you
Like
know what? I'm
it's-
still endorsing you.
You know?
It's like to each their own.
Yes.
Choice.
Yes.
Pro-choice. Bring it back to
Pro-choice,
politics.
even if that choice is pineapple.
Exactly. I love choice. I feel like a lot of people just don't realize that that means you can do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
It'll be your decision.
It's my decision is to put pineapple on everything.
Go for it.
I will. Okay, kind of related.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wrong to want fresh and affordable food options where we live?
No, it is not wrong. It is
And-
right to want those things.
Yeah. What are you doing to help with that?
So we have put forward the only plan in this race to actually guarantee cheaper groceries for New Yorkers.
I love that.
It would be a pilot program of
Mm-hmm.
a municipal network of city-run grocery stores,
Okay.
one in each borough that would guarantee cheaper groceries, and it would do that based on a model we've seen be successful in Kansas, a model that was studied for the implementation of it in Chicago,
Wow.
and that would actually ensure that no New Yorker is priced out of produce, because
Okay.
that's what's happening right now with milk and eggs and bread.
Yes.
It doesn't have to happen that way anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I have been buying my milk at my local bodega without looking at the price, which is a privilege. Okay, I will admit that. The other day I asked how much it was, just for fun. $8.
Yeah.
It was $8.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, that's the price of one latte, so like I might as well still make my coffee at home.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, most New Yorkers still have to buy that milk.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. And we're seeing, as a state government, there are certain things that we believe that every New Yorker should be able to afford. Why in city government are we not applying that to food?
Yes.
Our entire plan to create this network of municipal-owned grocery stores cost $60 million. The city is already set to spend more than double that, $140 million, on a program called City Fresh, which provides subsidies to corporate supermarkets with no guarantee of cheaper groceries, no requirement that they accept SNAP or WIC, or that they actually engage in collective bargaining with their workforce.
What the heck?
Yeah. So this is saving the city money and saving you money.
I love that. I love to save money. I have a pitch. Can I pitch you
Hit it.
something? Okay. What if does this exist? I don't know if this exists, but what if we create like a union for renters? And then you get like like if you're a resident in New York City and you rent and you join the union, you get like a resident union card and you get discounts at your local coffee shops if you're part of the renters union.
This is a very interesting idea.
Isn't it cool?
You know, I think what has inspired me for a long time is the tenant movement and tenant unions that we have at so many so many apartment buildings across our city. And ultimately, I've met many, many tenants who have only been able to secure justice from their landlord thanks to the tenant union they're a part of.
Yeah. I mean, part of your movement is also endorsing like affordable housing. What are
Yes.
you doing to work towards that?
So what makes our campaign distinct is that while we believe we generally need to build more housing in New York City, we also believe the public sector has a responsibility to build immediately affordable housing.
Yeah.
And we've said that our city government over 10 years would build 200,000 permanently affordable union-built rent-stabilized homes.
Yeah.
These are homes that would be built with the median household income of New Yorkers in mind, right? $72,000 for a family of four. As opposed to when we tend to see a lot of market rate development in our neighborhoods, too many New Yorkers can't see themselves in an actual, because, and I know that as somebody who represents Astoria, I call a constituent on Steinway, I say there's a new affordable housing unit coming up. They say, how much do I have to earn to apply? I say $140,000. They hang up the phone.
Yeah. That's not, it's like the amount that you have to apply to affordable housing in New York is what a rich person would have in another state.
Yeah, and that's why we need to actually build truly affordable housing while ensuring that we can build more housing across the board.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, another pitch. I think this exists in some places, but I don't know if it's something we could implement in New York. Okay. How do you feel about escalating vacancy tax for empty apartments?
I think it's an interesting idea. I've also seen cities like San Francisco implement a vacancy tax for storefronts that are vacant. And I know that's something that many New Yorkers care deeply about is how do we actually fill these vacant commercial storefronts that are on our cities that are depriving us of the small businesses that we love.
Yes.
And also they have an impact when it comes to public safety to just feel this greater sense of vacancy across the city.
Yeah.
And we need a thriving, bustling city. We need those small businesses as well. And I think, to your point, with this vacancy tax with regards to apartments, we also know that around 24,000 apartments today are being held off the market.
Yeah.
And it's actually a number likely far greater than that because that's a number of what landlords self-report. So there's an incentive to not report the full scale and true scale of that warehousing. And so one of the things that we will require is more stringent requirements as to filling out that paperwork and ensuring that we know the true amount of units that are off the market.
Yeah.
And also the reason why they're off the market and what it would cost to bring them back on the market.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't understand what that means, let me break it down for you. Okay.
Here we go.
I got plenty of friends who are trying to rent apartments. Oh, you go on Street Easy, you go on Zillow, limited amount of apartments.
Yep.
But then you walk around the city and you're like, what's going on? That's empty, that's empty, that's empty. It's because they hold them off the market to increase the prices. But our guy Zohran is going to try and implement rules that make them not do that.
Yes. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. So that when you go on Street Easy, you're not waiting for the next listing to come up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Which I was literally
notifications
doing
turned on.
Yeah. Washer dryer in building. Okay.
A dream.
A dream for New Yorkers. Do you think it's wrong not to vote?
I would prefer that people did vote.
Yes.
I also understand why many don't vote.
Okay.
Because I think that New Yorkers and Americans in general have been let down by politicians many a time. And ultimately, we are trying to build a different kind of campaign.
Yeah.
One that speaks directly to the crisis that working class New Yorkers are facing, makes the promises that we intend to deliver on, and knows that those promises will actually transform this city into one that's affordable.
Yeah.
And we hope to inspire people to vote while also not lecturing them about the fact that they didn't do so in the past.
Yeah.
Because too often voting has been a choice between one option that seemingly is seeking to erase you from the face of the earth and another one that's telling you to celebrate the crumbs that can barely feed your neighbor's family.
Yeah.
We need an option that is also fighting for a future for every New Yorker, one that they can not only afford, but can also return back to the dream that made them a New Yorker in the first place.
Damn. You're good. Okay, let me translate. No, I'm just kidding. Pretty much you should vote, especially in your local elections.
Yes.
I feel like I especially understand why a lot of people don't feel incentivized to vote in national elections. But I think if you're feeling uninspired, if you're feeling hopeless, this is the campaign that right now is making me feel like I can do something. And what you can do is get out and vote in your local elections.
Yeah, and I think it's like you said, politics at a global, at a national level can often feel insurmountable. Here in New York City, Eric Adams became the mayor because he won an election by 7,000 votes.
Yeah.
Right? In a city of 8.5 million
I have more
people.
followers than that.
Please. That's
And
why
so
we're
do
here.
Well, some of them are in other countries, but it's all good. They have You know what I mean? Okay, is it right to tax the rich so we can have access to affordable housing?
Completely right.
Cool, unless I'm the rich. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't worry, I'm not just yet. As soon as I become the rich, it's not cool.
You're gonna switch up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is a fun one.
I didn't know you meant me.
Yeah, not me though. Not me. But it's cool because, like, in my mind, like, rich is still part of the, like, 90%.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't understand, even people who are rich today, is that, guess what, babes? You're not part of the 1%. So you tax the rich unless it's me.
Tax the rich even if it's you, but here, let me define what rich is.
Okay.
So we have one of our two taxes that we're proposing. One of them is a top corporate tax rate, so that doesn't apply to you because you're not a corporation. But one of them is raising income taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers.
Yeah.
That is a New Yorker who's making $1 million a year or more. So that is the amount of money we're talking about. We'd only increase those taxes by 2%, which is a $20,000 increase, basically a rounding error.
Yeah.
And just that raises $4 billion,
Yeah.
which pays for free buses 5-6 times over.
And also, by the way, like, it's like, if you're spending 2% more on taxes, but you're saving on milk, hello, money in your pocket. Come on. Rich people don't understand that because they have people buying their milk for them. But it's like, rich people are famously cheap. So it's like, you'll save money on milk.
Paying down.
Yeah.
Down payment.
I have like 2 more questions, and then we'll do a quick rapid fire.
Go for it.
Rights and wrongs of the week. Okay. This is one that I actually genuinely am curious about. Is City Bike a monopoly?
City Bike has an exclusive right over our city partnership.
Okay.
Right? Ultimately, the city's made an agreement with them.
Yeah.
And it is an agreement that is not serving New Yorkers in that it is too expensive
Yep.
to ride that City Bike. I say that as a City Bike member.
Yeah.
I am still sometimes paying $10, $11 for a bike
Yeah.
ride when we know that City Bike is also a part of public transit.
Yes. Very quickly, you're going to say right or wrong. There is no nuance.
Okay.
Because that's how politics works these days.
No nuance.
But at the end, if you want to explain yourself, you can very
Okay,
quickly.
you can explain your vote.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
here we go.
Rapid fire rights and wrongs of the week. Dogs in coffee shops.
Trying to figure out if I want to win this election or not. Personally, wrong.
Okay. Double parking in the bike lane.
Wrong.
Making out on the train.
Right for other people.
Breaking up on the train.
Wrong for other people.
Motorcycles using the bike lane.
Wrong.
Bagels for dinner.
Right.
Dating a finance bro.
You can do it.
Watching TikToks on the train with no headphones.
Wrong.
Outdoor street dining.
Right.
Hitting the ceiling with a broom if your upstairs neighbor is being loud.
I leave that to you and your broom.
Okay. Amazing. Well, Zohran, thank you so much for talking with me today. It was so wonderful. If everyone wants to get out there and vote for you, when can they do that?
They can do that on June 24th, and they can also do it during early voting, which will be the 10 days prior to that.
Amazing, Zohran Mamdani.
Thank
you so much.
Got the name right.
Yay!
Everything.
Okay. High five.
Oh, sorry.
Amazing. So that was the episode. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. If you liked this episode, or if you liked Zohran's interview or Lily's interview or Evan's interview, feel free to share it with a friend and give the podcast 5 stars. Lily, if people want to follow you or your work, where can they do that?
They can follow me at the Lily Lester.
Exactly, and always tagged in the description.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you guys so much. I'll be back with new episodes in the fall. Make sure to share the podcast while I'm gone. Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.